Hey, shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, shalom, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. It's just by on back again to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. To bring forth some information you Aki Amanakwa should be aware of at this point. But needless to say, I just want to put, my spiritual, 2 cents to the situation. Needless to say, there was a meeting in Congress a couple of days ago regarding, these, as they call them, UFOs, IAPs, or what have you. In our case, they're IAPs. They're identifiable aerial phenomenons because we know exactly what they are. They're the chariots of Israel, man. Okay, the chariots of Yasha Allah. A sign and a token to our salvation, but a sign and a token of a curse, all right, for our enemies. All right, starting with Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. All right, ultimately, what we're witnessing, is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai visiting the earth. All right, he's visiting these demons, man. And ultimately, we're coming into the time, all right, where Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to deliver, all right, the elect of his people, man, and wreak havoc on the rest of them, okay? And, hey, it's all throughout the scriptures. This is the reality. Esau knows, all right? Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man in the form of the elite, know exactly what we're saying is correct, okay? They know exactly what we're saying is correct. They've been seeing, and when you go into that word knoweth, all right, like when you read Revelations 12 and 12, he knoweth, he hath but a short time, he knoweth because he's seen something. Okay, to know something means you've seen it. Okay, and with them big ass telescopes this man has, all right, he's seen the reality of his fate. Okay, and he's trying to dress it up, in the form of little green men, with big black eyes or what have you. But in reality, he understands that it's a power that's beyond his capability of comprehension. Okay, but Esau, being a proud demon, devil, barbarian that he is, okay, he's in a position where he'll set up a 6th branch of military, right, in the form of the Space Force, and call himself setting up shop, all right, to prepare a war, all right, against the highest power conceivable, man, and his only begotten son, showing you the pride in this demon, all right. But pursuing the second Esdras 13, he's gonna lose utterly, man. He's gonna lose utterly, man. Okay? And I got this clip. There's a specific portion of this clip I want to play. All right, when Anna Paulina asked these cats a question, man, a critical question regarding that video. All right, and these men are military men, with the exception of one of them. I guess he's like a truther or what have you. All right, but needless to say, you gotta see this. I'm gonna show you. But before we get into it, let me get a quick precept. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras real quick. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 1, and it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the times diligently in itself. All right, and how we do this is through prophecy. Okay, prophecy is the measuring stick used to know and understand where we stand in time. Okay, whether you believe that or not, this is how it's done. All right, and the men of the Lord, the seers, are going to be able to measure the times accurately. All right, it's not going to be perfect to where we know exactly when the Lord's coming back or what have you, but we have a rough idea. Yahweh Shai himself gave us signs and tokens to look for. He said, when you see signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, all right, which is going into these lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, and these chariots, man, and we're seeing all this play out. If I'm not mistaken, it was there were 2 lunar eclipses in 1 week. All right, last month or whatever, or this month, I can't remember. It was recently. All right, come on, man. That's unheard of, man. Okay, the planets aligning not too long ago. All right, and we got these we got the chariots on the scene, man. Okay, for the Atlas just went just passed through our what do you have? It passed close by, and it went behind the sun, and then it made its way out. Right, and they can't explain it away. They thought it was a comet, you know, but it had no tail. Okay, it had no distinct signs of it being a comet. It looked like it was a light in the middle of it that was like surrounded by like it would look like an orb almost, pretty much. All right, this is the stuff that the Lord's doing to show us, the hopeful elect, that he's coming. You see, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he sent out the scouts, man. Okay, when you make a military stance towards a nation, before you roll on them, you send out the scouts, man. You know, that's exactly what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is doing. He has Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, surrounded on all sides, on every front. You see? And again, we're measuring the times through these events, all right, through divine scenarios that we're seeing. You know, the signs in the signs in the heavens, from the signs in the heavens to prophecy being fulfilled, as far as Jake waking up, you know, Esau being revealed. This is all part of end time prophecy that we're looking for to know where we are. Okay, one clear token that we're at the end, and Esau's about to get visited, is that the Lord woke us up. You go ahead, because the Lord wouldn't have woke us up if salvation wasn't drawing nigh. Okay, we will still be asleep. We will still be asleep, man. But no, the reality that, you know, men, women, and children of Israel, okay, are being woken up throughout all 4 corners of this earth, primarily right here in Babylon the Great, okay, and wherever else we've been scattered, real time is a sign, is a token that salvation draws nigh. The Lord's coming. Okay, he's about to move Esau out of the way. His visitation is upon him, man. Otherwise, we would have never been woken up. And Esau knows this again. Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white men in the form of the global elite, they know this. Okay, the simple fact that we woke up is why they want to delete you. The simple fact that you woke up, that you realize who you are, and you know the truth behind who you are, and you can prove it. All right, whether people believe it or not. You know, they're really in denial to deny it, because it's clear when you go into the text and you make it make sense. But needless to say, for that simple fact alone, that you know who you are, Esau's driven to delete you. Okay? Anyways, let's continue on. Right, let's read it from the top. 2nd Esdras 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, see, then shalt thou understand, right? Then shalt thou know, right, that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You see, we're in a time where Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he's visiting the earth. All right, we're in the time of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man's visitation. He will be ruling at the end. Okay, this is why he's at the forefront. Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. This is why he's at the forefront, man. You see? Now let's get this clip real quick. Let me see. Bear with me. I actually ended up I found one that it's a spirit. I found one that's literally, it's a 1 minute and 30-second video. I had another one that was like almost 4 minutes long, where I had the timestamp marked, but I ended up stumbling upon a video, a 1 minute and 30-second video from the Forbes. So they're tapping it. They see it too. But let me get this real quick. Yo, check this out.
Real quick, I'd like to ask the committee to replay that video that Burleson had played earlier. I want to ask every witness here, specifically ones that have sensor training or have been able to recognize some of this movement real quick. So if you guys can please roll that real quick. Okay, while this is still rolling, Mr. Nusatelli, real quick yes or no answers. Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No,
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
nothing.
All right, how about you, Chief Wiggins?
Nothing to my knowledge, ma'am.
Okay, and how about you, Mr. Borland?
I prefer to answer that in a skiff.
Okay, does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Nat?
I had a different reaction. I was really happy that it got out. Thanks for providing that.
Curiosity kills the cat. All right, Mr. Borland?
There's a reflection coming off the phone, Salaki.
Yes, for
Okay. All right, that is the
Salakia for that reflection as well. I see there's a reflection coming off the phone. But needless to say, as you can see, you could hear, which is you really need to just hear it. Hey, they were all that scared all of them. Okay? that scared all of them, man. They're in a position where that right there, that's scary to eat. You see? Because see, the thing with Esau, if he doesn't have control over the narrative, okay, he's put in a position where, like, he's powerless, obviously, right? And he doesn't like to be powerless. Okay, he's a very proud, covetous, gun-ho. All right, he's power hungry. You see, so him being in a position where he can't control that narrative puts him in a position where that makes him more dangerous, because now he's at the point now where he's gonna lean on the sword. Okay, at the end of the day, you see. But this is the type of power that's about to visit this dude. Okay, that little orb, which is the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, is just the beginning. Esau has no idea what he's about to come up against, man. Okay, and that Hellfire missile couldn't do nothing with that orb. Bounce right off of it. Bounce right off of it, man. Okay? And the point I want to highlight is that made them afraid. These are military men, man. And this is scripture, bro, because there will come a time where the soldiers, the military, it tells us, I think that's Jeremiah 50 or 51, they will forbear to fight. Forborn to fight. Let me see something real quick. Jeremiah, I think that's Jeremiah 50. Matter of fact, I think it's 51. Let me see. Yeah, it's 51. Jeremiah 50. I'm going to get this real quick. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. And verse 30, and it reads, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. Look, they have remained in their holes. Their might had failed. They became as women, right? They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. So, I mean, this thing's going to reach its climax, where they're going to have to, they durst do fight, as it tells us in 2nd Ezra 13, where the Lord's going to put the spirit on them to fight, just so they can meet their fate. You see? But ultimately, this divine power that is on display by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has East shook, man. This has East shook. Okay? Hey, and at the end of the day, you better be scared, as we titled it. All right, be afraid, right? Be very afraid, man. Let me get a quick precept. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. And verse 10. And it reads, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid, man? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence, man? And these chariots are a threat. Okay? The fact that these chariots are flying in, all right, Esau's airspace, because you know how he gets down, okay? He coins the airspace his. Okay? He governs it. All right? If you're in airspace that you're not supposed to be in, what's going to happen? Exactly what you see in that video. Esau's going to proceed to shoot you out of the sky, man. All right? Showing you that he's the hammer of the earth. Okay? But needless to say, oh, and on top of that, you got to know how to speak English, man, to fly, to be a pilot. You have to know how to speak English, man. Look it up. Showing you that what? Evil E has the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. Okay, he's him, and he's here, and he's ruling. All right, and his visitation is upon him, man. Okay, and again, these chariots are a threat. They're threatening him, man. He feels threatened. Okay, that's why he was driven to try to shoot him out of the sky. Okay, to no prevail. And this is just one of many events that took place. Okay, there's files of information of information that's classified, man, of the Lord visiting dude. Again, echoing Revelations 12 and 12 again. He knoweth he hath but a short time. Okay, and this is nothing new. This is how the Lord gets down. All right, before the Lord brings the calamity upon you as a nation, as a heathen nation, he will visit you, man. He'll visit you divinely. He's been doing this since Egypt. Since we were in Egypt, man, the Lord showed this type of power, man. We have the manuscripts, man. Okay? Even when you go into the time of Antiochus, there's in Second Maccabees. I think that's Second Maccabees I know it's at the top of the chapter. Let me see if I can find this real quick. If it's not Second Maccabees 4, 3, 5. Second Maccabees chapter 5, right? Going into Antiochus on his second voyage to Egypt. Check this out. There was a divine event that took place. Check this out. Second Maccabees 5 and 1. About the same time Antiochus prepared his second voyage into Egypt, and then it happened that through all the city, and we know what happened to Antiochus Epiphanes, man. Okay, right? He got visited by the Lord, all right? And ultimately he got knocked out of power. He got knocked off the power seat, right? Upon the Romans descending upon him. Look, and then it happened that through all the city, and this time Esau's going to get knocked off upon this visitation, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to descend upon him. Okay? This is the last hoorah for Esau, man. Ain't going to be no heathen rulership after this. Like there were the Romans after this. Nah. This time, with this visitation, this is going to, like it tells us in Isaiah, I believe. All right? The Lord is going to visit this bitch, right? The calamity is going to come upon her in their perfection, man. You see? Second Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 2. And then it happened that through all the city, for the space almost of 40 days, they were seen horsemen running in the air, right? In cloth of gold and armed with lances, like a band of soldiers, man. Oh, man, you see these chariots now, they be glittering, man. You know, they just be glittering. When you look up and you look at them, you out here, I'm not have seen them. They be glittering like crazy. You see? That's what that's talking to. They just be glittering. Right? And they're like a band of soldiers, man. All right, there's been the chariot sightings of a bunch of them, man. There's videos on it. You know? And you see how they move? You see how that chariot was moving? It was as if it was being controlled by a thought. Because it was. Because ultimately the angels are linked in. When you read, you can read about it in Ezekiel. The angels are linked into those chariots, man. It's part of them. It's part of their being. You see? They're one. Look it. And that power is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They were seen horsemen running in the air in cloth of gold and armed with lances like a band of soldiers, and troops of horsemen in array, right? And to be in array, that's a battle formation, right? And this is why this is said in the 4th verse, right? Look at encountering and running one against another with shaking of shields and multitude of pikes and drawing of swords and casting of darts, right? Look at and glittering of gold ornaments, you see? And harness of all sorts. Look at, wherefore every man prayed that apparition might turn to good. Okay? And what's an apparition? In the world, they'll tell you it's like a ghost-like situation, individual, whatever, a ghost-like situation. No, it's a divine one. All right, the apparition, this is a divine event that took place for 40 days, man. Okay? This was the Lord sending forth the scouts. You see? And he's doing that right now on Esau. Because Esau's about to get timed out. We're in a time where Esau's about to get timed out. Esau's at the end of the road, man. He's at the end of the road. All good things must come to an end. Okay? Let's go get this. I'll probably close out with this right here. Okay? This is not good news for you, E. You had that you had the Edomite. Let me play that video back. You had one of the Edomites say he was the one that he's a truther. Talking about, I'm glad you played it. I was actually pretty happy to see God. Let's play that again. Bear with me.
Real quick, I'd like to ask the committee to replay that video that Burleson had played.
I'm gonna go to the point when she asked the question.
Nusatelli, real quick, yes or no answers. Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No,
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
nothing.
All right, how about you, Chief Wiggins?
Nothing to my knowledge, ma'am.
Okay, and how about you, Mr. Borland?
I prefer to answer that in a skiff.
Okay, does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Nat?
I had a different reaction. I was really happy that it got out. Thanks for providing that.
Curiosity kills the cat. All right,
Because
Mr.
he doesn't realize the trouble, all right, that he's in. Okay? Because when you go, let's go ahead. The book of Zechariah, chapter 5, Salakia, and verse 1, and it reads, Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll, right, which is talking to the chariot, man. Look, and he said unto me, That's what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length of thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. And these chariots can change sizes, they can change dimensions, they can cloud cloak, pursuant to Psalms, what's that, 105, I think, or 104? These chariots can cloud cloak, okay? They have cloud cloaking technology, yup, and they can shoot laser beams, all right? And they can shoot laser beams, and Esau knows this. They have the true direct energy weapons on them. They're equipped, okay? And they're going to use them, all right? Why do you think the Lord's coming back with thousands upon thousands of his angels with him, man? Pursuing the Psalm 68. They ain't coming for no reason. They're not going to just come to look and just stand by. Nah, man. They're coming to spray shit down. Look at Zechariah 5 and 3. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. Look, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh of armies, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. It's telling us who it's coming upon. Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, man. The house of the thief. All right? When you go into Esau's track record, all he did was rob, steal, and kill. Okay? That's what he's done. It's there. It's in circular history. For those of you that don't know, all you gotta do is look it up. It's all there. Come on, man. We just went into a lesson a couple of days ago going into Mount Rushmore and how that played out. Okay? When it was figured out that gold was there, all bets were off. Okay? All bets were off, man. And then deception kicked in. Right? And then highway robbery at that point. Okay? With no mercy applied. Okay? This is Esau's mentality. This is how he rolls. Okay? He's the thief. All right? He's a culture vulture. All right? He's a vagabond, man. He's the most treacherous classification of men. All right? Because we know we got 3 classifications. This is the son of perdition we're talking about, man. The son of Satan, the son of destruction, man. Okay? He's the thief. And on top of that, it also mentions him that sweareth falsely by the Lord's name, Jesus Christ. Okay, this man erected a clean leper, okay, Messiah by the name of Jesus Christ, man. Knowing damn well the true name is Yahushai. Okay, knowing damn well that he looked nothing like he advertises. Okay, got a whole statue, I can't remember the height of it, sprawled out in Brazil, man, on that mountain. Okay, pushing his rhetoric all over the earth. Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit is what that is, which pursuant to the book of James, there's no forgiveness for that. Okay, this is why Esau's not going to receive no mercy. But this is him. You see? And this is why we're seeing chariots all throughout Babylon. And as a matter of fact, if you look into it, the most chariot sightings have been over here in the West. Look into that. Look it. There's a reason for that. Look, and it's into the house of the, I'm sorry, let me read it from the top. Zechariah 5:4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. So the Lord's coming in the spirit of, he's coming in a militant spirit. That host goes into armies. That's how the Lord's bringing it to this dude. Right? And it shall enter into the house of the thief and into the house of him that swear falsely by my name. Right? Psalms 50. Right? The Lord said unto the wicked, who will thou to declare my statutes and put my covenant in your mouth, man? When you do nothing I tell you. Look it. And into the house of him that swear falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house. And until what point? Until when? How long? Until when? And shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Okay, so there's going to come a time, okay? There's going to come a point in time where there's going to be no longer, these chariots just floating around and just, just doing the sky show. No, there's going to come a time, dude parked right behind me. What a clown. Right? But hey, you already know, bro. These people are sick. That's, walk with wisdom with those other without. I'm almost done anyways. But needless to say, oh, he's moving now. But needless to say, yeah, man, there's going to come a time where these chariots are not going to just be doing the sky shows. Okay? They're going to be, hey, they're going to activate. The Lord's going to activate them. And that's what old boy don't get, along with with the rest of them. A lot of these fool gazers. Okay? These stargazers, man, I think what they're seeing is just something to be entertained with. You have no idea. This is a curse, man, that's coming upon you, man. These chariots. Okay, but what's a curse for you is a blessing for the elect of the nation of Israel, because this marks our salvation. Akiyam and Akwaf, Lord willing, we be part of the elect, Lord willing. All right, but one thing we know for certain, this marks the end of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. I'm gonna leave you with that, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. Hey, the water for tuning in, the water for your precepts if you put it in your up through the Spirit. I gotta fly, Salakia. Hey, the water for tuning in. Hey, the water, Lord willing, you were edified through the Holy Spirit. Lord willing, you were built up, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Lord willing. Hey, the Lord tells us to look up. You know what I mean? Because our salvation draweth nigh, man. The reason why he wants us to look up, all right, is because our salvation, all right, is coming from the Shemayim, man. Okay? And so is Esau's destruction, right? Isaiah 34. I'm going to leave you with that, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Hey, double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Hey, Shalom. Shalom.